Before going into the topic details, I want to bring your attention to the UPSC coaching programs offered by Clear IAS. Clear IAS offers online and offline courses to help candidates get selected for prestigious government services like IAS, IPS, or IFS. Clear IAS, Prelims cum Mains, PCM course, provides a highly effective study plan, well-organized subject-wise videos, study materials, mock exams, and guidance to cover the entire GS syllabus of UPSC CSE Prelims, Mains, and Interview systematically. As a limited period offer, there is a 40% discount on our online courses. Enroll now.
PM Mitra scheme. So this is actually PM Mega Integrated Textile Region and Apparel Scheme. So that is the PM Mitra scheme. Basically, what is this? These are textile parks. These are textile parks actually. What is the current affair news? The multiple textile parks were actually inaugurated in India in the last week actually. Prime Minister actually inaugurated different parks in Maharashtra. So there are multiple parks. For example, in Maharashtra is there. So in Maharashtra, it was recently inaugurated. Then Tamil Nadu has one park. Then there is actually another parks in Gujarat. There is one in Karnataka, Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh. Please don't worry about the different states where the parks are inaugurated. We'll understand what the scheme is. That is what being asked in the exam. So who is implementing this PM Mitra scheme? It is the Ministry of Textiles. It started implementation for 2021. One thing. Second thing is what is actually happening? It is basically textile parks. And the third thing, what is the vision? What is actually being done under the scheme? It is done under the 5F vision. So what is the 5F vision? So it is a very recent current affair scheme. That is why we just go into the details. What is the 5F vision? One thing is that world-class plug and play infrastructure. We just said about the word scalability recently. That is, if you have two computers, if there is third computer, just plug it so that the third computer is actually connected to the network easily. So just like that, we need to have a plug and just operate. Plug and play our infrastructure in the textile park sector. So just 5 textile park. Then if you want a 6 textile park, just inaugurate it fastly so that it will be integrated fast. One thing. Second thing is the training, research and innovation. New training hubs has to be promoted. And there should be proper avenues for exports also. Just considering the textile parks is not enough, you have to export the product also. That is there. And the fourth one is you have to achieve economies of scale. What do you mean by economies of scale? It's a word actually, economies of scale. It means that you have to mass produce. You have to, the word itself means that mass produce. Instead of just small factories, it's a very huge place and huge amount of textile will be produced. That is what they call as economies of scale. That is mass production. And last but not the least, investments. The will attract FDI and global manufacturers. So all these things are all the features or the 5F vision of the PM Mitra scheme, which is actually aiming for textile parks. I hope it is actually clear. So we'll have 3 pictures like this. First is this. The second is actually about the value chain. So we know that it is actually creating an integrated value chain, not just extracting cotton, not just creating a cloth, but it starting from the start to the end, they're actually focusing. So they are focusing on the spinning, they're focusing on the weaving, they're actually focusing on the processing of the textile, and then finally printing on the cloth. So we have certain kinds of printed cloth, right? So printing on the cloth and then manufacturing and then output also. So from the beginning to the end also, they are actually focusing. So the entire value chain, this textile park will be focused. So everything, every facility will be available within the textile park. That is what they are actually saying. So even if you forget these different names, it is absolutely okay. You can simply say that from the beginning to the end, everything will be available at the park, right? And the last point about the textile park is actually about the different features of this particular thing. One thing is that employment. And what kind of employment? Direct employment of around 1 lakh. And it is actually said that of all the parks come together, they'll create 1 lakh employment. And indirectly, when they are actually getting transported, when this particular textile is transported, somebody will have to drive. Somebody will have to help the driver also. When they reach the port also, somebody will have to help unloading and unloading. So a lot of different opportunities will be created. So indirectly also, around 2 lakh people will be benefited by the scheme. So it's a huge number. So that is why the project is also very huge. And they're saying is that there will lot of investments will be coming almost on the cost of around 10,000 crores of investments will be coming. That is what the project is actually all about. And you have to also add one more point, that who is actually implementing. The implementing agency is actually a special purpose vehicle which will be coordinated by Government of India plus state governments. So state and government, central government will combinedly work together to form a special purpose vehicle, that is a company dedicated for this particular thing. And next thing is that it can either be in the green field or in the brown field, just like this, I just write that. It can be green field or brown field. What do you mean by green field or brown field? Fresh. That is the point. Greenfield is actually fresh. A fresh piece of land has to be there. They will construct it from the start, from the scratch. Brownfield means there is actually land or some kind of buildings are already there. They'll just maintain it. They'll just repair it. Then they'll establish a new park. So it could either be a greenfield area land or a brownfield land. So green means fresh. Brown means already constructed land. So that is actually has to be made available for the construction of this particular thing. And they said that there should be a contiguous 1,000 acres of land that the state government has to identify. So the state government will find 1,000 acres of land together, which is actually problem free. Then they will collaborate with the central government. Then they will construct this particular thing in a greenfield or brownfield manner. Right. So that is what the project is actually all about. And when we talk about the project, you have to also understand what are the benefits. Simply understanding, a lot of employment opportunities, economies will be boosted, and the logistics cost will be much less, because if you have to produce it, for example, if you have to weave the cotton in one particular place, then take it to another factory 100 kilometers later, transportation, logistics cost, everything is coming together, reduced. And then it means it is actually an integrated value chain. That is the word they're actually using. Integrated value chain. So because every kind of processing required for the manufacturing at the very same place. So this word is important, integrated value chain. And what do you say, last but not the least, the jobs that are actually being created. So these are the different benefits of the scheme of PM Mitra. Ultimately, it is a textile park scheme, which is an integrated value chain. So starting from the very beginning to the very end, until it is actually reaching the market, this textile park will help. Right. So that is the scheme.